What is going on, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for checking me out. Clash Royale gameplay today and the learning curve. Now, I'm not a professional tournament player by any means. Maybe I would call myself average. And so I haven't won any tournaments. I haven't won a lot of cards, but I have been trying out some new decks. And in a recent video, I showcased a player that was just absolutely killing it with the deck that I am using right here. So I figured I would go out and do my best to learn this deck myself and to see if I couldn't put it into use and have a little bit of success. And unfortunately, the first opponent that I face with this brand new deck has one of the cards that I have the hardest time dealing with. Now, there's only a few cards that I have difficulty dealing with in tournaments. It's really just comes down to Sparky and the Ice Wizard and the Lava Hound and the Lumberjack and the Log and the Royal Giant and the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and the Big Size P.E.K.K.A. and the Golem. But that's it. Other than that, and the Witch sometimes. Really, I can counter just about anything, but for some reason, the Sparky is here with the Giant, and I don't know, maybe I don't get enough practice. But late in these battles where my opponent is using a Sparky, I almost always end up just panicking. I'm just like throwing stuff all over the place, and with any deck, it's good to be practiced and to know exactly what you're going to drop where, what you're going to use to counter effectively. Here he's got the Giant, the Sparky, and the Wizard all stacked up right there, not looking good. Now my Giant does stall his Sparky and his Wizard, while my Wizard and my Mini P.E.K.K.A. work on his Giant. That works out okay. We're down to just the Sparky versus the Wizard, and although he gets the Mini P.E.K.K.A. in here, we will eventually slow him down. Love the guards. Great card for stopping the Sparky and the Mini P.E.K.K.A. as well. And finally, we are going to grind this push down, although it seems like it took forever. Finally, just about. The Ice Spirit can't quite do the trick, so not exactly ideal there. Finally, there it is. Okay, the Wizard gets the first Sparky down, and of course by then he's got a second Sparky up. We're into the final minute of this battle, so it's double elixir, and it's time for the Gala Panic. It always sets in. When I see the Sparky coming, the charge coming up, all of that elixir building up so quickly, I just don't know what to do, especially with a newer deck. I drop the Zap spell that stalls everything out a little bit, but not for long. Here comes Sparky. He's just about on top of my tower. I finally get him out of the way. And again, just complete panic. Unfortunately, with this deck, I don't know the counters. I don't know what troop to drop where, what card to drop when. If I'm using the Hog Cycle, even if I'm using my Furnace Miner deck, there are a lot of instances where it's just unconscious. I know exactly what to drop when and where. I get it in there every single time, and with practice it comes perfect. And this is far from it, as the Giant pounds away on my tower. Each slam from his fist is another nail in my coffin. It is going to be too little too late at this point. He's got too many hit points left. I have less than 200, and we know the writing is on the wall. It's just a matter of time before he's going to break through and get a little something, basically just about 2 Zap spells, but far more than that is on its way. Good game. I know, it's all over. Here they go. All right. So it's never fun to lose. It is not a good feeling. But I'm trying this new deck and doing my best to replicate those battles that I saw. If you watched the previous video, Wolf was just destroying players with that deck. He made it look so easy, and that's one of the misleading things. When you watch somebody like that, he's probably had hundreds, if not thousands, of battles with that deck. And here comes my second. So we're going to face another player in this tournament. And this deck, there was something about the deck that just made for the 3 crown wins. And that's something that I've talked about in these shorter, big tournaments. You not only have to consistently win battles, but you need to win some 3 crowns because you need the time to get in and get more wins under your belt, get more trophies. And we've seen players that have basically won every single battle in a 1-hour tournament and still not won the entire tournament. And that is why. If you end up in overtime too often, you're burning up valuable time that could be spent winning more trophies. So right here, I've gotten the Giant down and the Prince behind the Giant, the Ice Spirit back behind that, trying to use that, and it seems pretty effective. We've gotten to the tower with the Giant. We get it well played from our opponent. Feels good right now. Feels good, man. Okay, maybe not that great. Here comes the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and a Prince of his own. Prince almost down. Just got to stop those guys. Perfect. The guards, the zap to stop the charge. Not sure if that was really needed, but it worked out once again. And we're on the move forward with another giant trying to get that Prince in behind the giant again. There he goes. Prince pushing the giant back onto the tower. Now, good drop of the guards here is going to stop the Prince, but what happens with this deck is just the giant getting to the tower does so much. Here, the Prince gets back in there, wipes out that tower, and I've got a huge 1 crown lead. And I mean huge just because there's not a lot of hit points off my left tower. I've got a lot of elixir. I'm ahead in elixir right now. It looks like it's over, right? We can stop. We can move on to the next battle. Okay, unfortunately we can't. But this right here is a true case of overconfidence. That giant, those guards moving forward, I feel like because what I saw in the previous tournament, this guy, Wolf, using this deck, that I could run in and finish this battle and grab the 3 crown and be like, this is how it's done. This is how you 3 crown in a tournament. And it looks okay. I mean, the giant's getting a lot of damage in, but get ready for it. There it is. Here comes the big counter. The giant, you've got fire spirits in there. You've got the Prince, and of course the princess, the royal couple, everybody moving in. And Mini P.E.K.K.A. to make matters worse, I throw in my own giant. It does manage to peel off the rest of the push, but only temporarily. And just like we saw with my push on my opponent, the giant doing the bulk of the damage right there. And now a poison spell on my tower, on my elixir collector, doesn't look good. Now it does look like I'm going to win this anyway, as it's so close. The poison spell doesn't look like it's going to get the damage. He calls good. No, come on. That right there, I just unraveled. I have to admit, to have the victory within my grasp, that was like 1 second away. It broke my heart. It really did. You broke my heart, Saduki, from Hogs of War. All right, but seriously, the momentum, you can feel it in the air. It has shifted to the other side. I really felt like I had that, and right there, even though things are pretty even right here, I morally am just down on myself, having given that battle away in the last seconds, not being able to stop that push, and him getting the tie with basically no time left has just left me speechless. So I'm trying my best to prevent the pushes that are coming, but you'll notice now I'm so far ahead. I can see the 3 crown. The light at the end of the tunnel is there. I just need to get a couple more units down the road, down that left lane. Less than 900 hit points on that tower. Here comes the Prince, a great card. The zap spell too late to stop the Prince. Major damage on the giant. And as my giant falls, that is the protection for my Mini P.E.K.K.A, for my Prince. They're going to go down as well. And this deck that this guy had was just perfectly suited for countering everything I had. It's like he had the perfect deck +1. It just was a little bit better. The princess helping out. He had the Prince in there. He's got the giant for the pushes. Basically everything. And then he's got the fire spirits instead of the ice spirits, making me wish that I had his deck right now. And less than 600 hit points on that tower. We've got a minute left in overtime, and here comes his push. Mini P.E.K.K.A, giant Prince. I drop the guards. He's got the princess. That's going to accelerate the guards falling. The Mini P.E.K.K.A in there doing its best, but it can't do it. Now everybody getting to my tower. The Prince with the charge just pops my wizard. The wizard just disappears. And that Prince closing the gap, now 1,600. Notice where he dropped his troops, way in the back. And that is a primary difference between his strategy and mine. Mine was a desperation push. I got to grab this 3rd crown, and his is defend first, guard my tower, then move ahead. The whole counter idea. Obviously, it is much better to counter and take a tower than it is just to push and try to take it. And right here, this is his final push, and he's got 2 princes, and I feel like that is just the ultimate sign of doom when your opponent has 2 princes up at the same time. And sure enough, there I go. 20 seconds left in overtime, and I get 3 crowned. 3 crowned by a very similar deck after basically having the win in my hand. This just into the Gala newsroom. Galadon rips off popular YouTube brand Cam Sucks at Gaming by attempting to suck more. More news as the story develops. Wow. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so let's move on to the 3rd and final battle of this video. eventually trying to get this deck right, trying to put the pieces together and see if we can't get a win. Again, we've got the exact same deck that you've seen in the previous 2 battles, but obviously as time goes on, you get a little more practice, trial and error, and this opponent, however, does get that mini P.E.K.K.A in there, and that takes the wizard out of the equation early, and that right there really stops the win condition of this deck. You want that giant with either the wizard or the prince to get to the tower in any way, shape, or form. When that happens, things are looking good. Right here, he gets the Hog Rider in, and it's close. We've both gotten a lot of damage down the left lane tower early, but again, like you saw in the last battle, you never know. Galadon can turn things around and give this away really, really quickly. And again, lots of people watching. You can see the confetti on the screen. Not everybody cheering for me either. Now, I'm happy about seeing this cannon go down because I figure that means he didn't know exactly what to put down. And when a cannon goes down like that, when you don't have a push moving forward, it usually is a good opportunity for you to save elixir and not put together a major push. Now, that's why I didn't support the giant right there. Instead, I'm going to focus on countering what comes at me, wait for the cannon to work its way out of the picture, and then once it does, that will be time to put together a solid push. Cannon is down. Here comes the mini P.E.K.K.A. Again, not going to do a lot here. The mini P.E.K.K.A is going to fall, waiting for an opportunity where I can put a lot of elixir together and get a major push going. That was a good spot, I felt, to get the second elixir collector in. Between the Zap and the Wizard, we control the Hog Rider, but it doesn't look good. The final minute of this battle, and now I've thrown in the Giant in front of the Wizard, but he had time to get another cannon down, and that is, well, unfortunate to say the least. That stalls out my push right there, but we do get that cannon down. I have had time to build up more elixir, get the Prince in there, the guards, the Giant, get the job done, and we grab a tower lead. Now, this battle is far from over. Of course, less than 600 hit points left on that left lane tower. But this time, with the Giant and the Wizard protecting, he is going to have to get through those guys to get to my tower. Looking good with about 20 seconds left. We will continue to push. It looks like he's kind of given up on the pushing at this point. Everybody overwhelming him. He drops the Hog Rider back on defense a little bit there. Time is going to run down. I'm trying to grab the 3 crown right here. I was like, maybe I could kind of save some face, make myself look good, grab a 3 crown win. I'm going to run out of time, but you can see where this deck could, if well handled, cause a lot of 3 crown wins. Just, I need a little more practice and maybe a little more Clash Royale skill. Alright, you guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching all the way to the end of this episode. I appreciate every last one of you guys. You guys make my day a little bit brighter. I hope that I helped make yours brighter. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Please do hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe for daily Clash content. And yes, I hope to see you all right back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon, be careful, or Cam Sucks at Gaming will go all fine brothers on your butt.